So if you're in your 30s, 40s, or even early 50s, you want to listen to this video. And here's why. It's because we're going to talk about the power of starting now. We're talking about investing right now versus waiting or thinking it's okay to wait. And I'm not going to be here to force you to invest. That's on you, but I'm going to highlight why it's so important and why I talk about it so often. Number one is time is the biggest wealth building factor by a long shot. I'm going to actually show you some numerical examples as to why that's the case and illustrate exactly the reality of starting now versus waiting. And this could be even just 6 months. This could be a year. This could be 10 years. This could be 20 years. But if you wait, it's going to cost you a lot of money. And most people don't see it this way. They think it's safe to wait or safe until they figure it out. And the reality is if you do that, you're going to cost yourself money. And if you really think about the whole point of money and the whole point of getting our finances in order are to give us options, to give us the life that we deserve, to go on the family vacations to the beach, to be able to take off whenever you want from work, to be able to quit your job, to have a spouse go part-time, to stay home with the kids. There are a lot of reasons why people want their money right, but why do they consistently wait? Why are they consistently fearful of starting this process? And it comes down to one main thing, which is fear. People are afraid to actually take action. And I'm going to share an example from a book I'm reading currently, the book called Traction. It's a book about getting your business in order and changing and systemizing your business, but it's very applicable to a personal financial situation. And they brought up an example of a dog. And this dog kept crying and whining because he was sitting on a nail, but he didn't ever take action because he just became numb to the pain and consistently whined and cried. But the reality of it was he was sitting on a nail. And if he just got up off that nail and took action, there would be less pain. But the reality is that he's become numb to that pain. And this is just a way of life. And people are doing this every single day. They're realizing they're complaining about their finances. They're upset about their finances. It puts a lot of stress on families. But the thing is, the pain isn't great enough to take action. And therefore, they sit there and complain for years and years and years until eventually it becomes too painful and what I call the aha moment. And what I'm trying to do is wake people up to the aha moment. Because if you find that aha moment right now, or at least realize that time is your biggest asset, you're going to start now. And it's really obvious once you actually look at numbers. And while emotion is the driver for everything in life, the logical numbers here that I'm about to present are going to blow your mind. And it's also going to kick you into gear. But again, like I said, I'm not here to force you. You have to want this more than I do. I've already figured this out. And my students have figured this out within Budgetdog Academy. They already know the exact process. They're already going through these processes and these changes because they're actually taking action. The most obvious point of this entire conversation is that fear is holding people back. So I'm going to ask myself, if fear is holding me back, what is the solution to fear? And the solution is education. And there's this really smart guy, kind of like a founding father of the United States, named Benjamin Franklin. And that quote is, "An investment in education pays the best interest." So I have a lot of people coming to me in the beginning and asking me questions like, which stocks do I pick, and all these different things that aren't really good questions, respectfully. And so I always say the best investment you can make is investment in education. And that comes from a founding father of the United States. That is not a concept that was made up by myself. And so the quicker you get educated, the quicker you become financially free. There is no secret to that. Benjamin Franklin came from a pretty humble background, and he ended up on the $100 bill for a reason. It's because he invested in education. And it was very clear cut how he went from a very humble background to a founding father of the United States. Education. And so it's very clear that education will help you overcome fear. And when you overcome fear, you start to have options because you become financially free and you get to live the life that you deserve. And there are two specific reasons why waiting to invest are really critical. And it's not the numbers I'm about to present from a logical standpoint. It's about the risk that you're willing to take on. And oftentimes when people get pressured and they get crunched into a small little time window to perform, they make bad decisions that aren't in line with their risk profile. So being able to start now gives you a larger time horizon so that you don't have to put a ton of risk into this game and you can align it with exactly who you are as a person. And that's one of the biggest investing principles out there, is align your investment portfolio with your risk profile. And skipping this step is going to cost you a lot of money because you're not going to be aligned, and that's going to throw you out of whack. And the other thing is, the shorter the time window, the more unknowns that are going to happen in the market. The longer time window you have, the better investment time horizon you have. Therefore, you can weather the market fluctuations because they will come. And if you happen to start within a 10-year period and we have a very bad decade, you are SOL. And so the earlier you start, not only the better options that you give yourself down the road, road, but also the more flexibility you give yourself, and you can actually live the life that you want to live, and you can adjust depending on the market and how that performs long term. And the other thing is, what happens if you don't take action? What does your life actually look like? It's going to be probably the same, to be honest. And this is kind of a rhetorical question, because you got to think about this and really think through this. If you don't make any change, nothing is going to change about your life. You have to be the person in your life that initiates the change. Nobody's coming to do this for you. And this is why I always say start now. And I'm a big believer of ripping the band-aid off or jumping in the cold pool right away and not waiting and easing yourself in, because the reality of that is it never really works and you usually chicken out. So I'm going to walk you through some examples from a numbers perspective. This is really, really eye-opening. And let's say you're a 30-year-old, because remember, if you're 30, 40, or early 50s, this video is for you. So let's say by the age of 60, your goal is $1 million. Now, I understand everybody's goals are going to be different, but let's just say $1 million is your goal. So if you start at 30, that means $670 per month is what needs to be invested, assuming an 8.5% return. If you wait from 30 to 40, your 30s fly by, kids are coming into the picture, you're stressed, debt's piling up, you're getting new careers, etc. All the excuses I always hear from my 30-year-olds. Let's say you just wait until 40. At 40 years old, that investment per month to become a millionaire by 60 becomes $1,700 a month. So remember, it jumped from $670 a month to $1,700, over $1,000 per month, or over about $12,000 per year more if you just wait 10 years. Like I said, it's costing you more money, nobody else. And so it literally actually costs you less money to start now. And when people actually grasp that concept, it's a very eye-opening moment. But let's say you wait till 50. Let's say you decide 30s and 40s aren't the right time, you're busy, the kids, blah, 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 blah. You wait till 50 and the kids are finally out of the house and you're starting to figure out retirement. You're thinking towards that goal. $5,500 a month is what it is required to invest per month from 50 to 60 to hit $1 million. That's assuming an 8.5% return. There is no guarantee. The shorter your time window gets, that's going to happen. And so therefore, if you expand your time horizon, typically an 8 to 10% returns likely going to happen if you invest in the right vehicles. But let's bump this up a little bit. So $1 million allows you to withdraw 4% or $40,000 per year. Take 40,000 divided by 12, and that is how much you can live on per month. So let's put it this way, $3,333 a month. Is that enough? A lot of people would say no, and that's not including Social Security or other external benefits that you might have at your employer or whatnot. But $3,300 a month, roughly speaking, is probably not enough for a lot of people to live in retirement. So therefore, a lot of people will be working while withdrawing from their portfolio, or they'll withdraw their portfolio way too early and be SOL. But let's bump this up to $2.5 million. So $2.5 million or 4% from that would be about $100,000 per year. And so therefore, you could withdraw or live on $8,300 per month. And also remember, when you're withdrawing this money and you're using it, it's only spend. You know, a lot of people think in terms of like right now, you got to make enough money or your earned income right now is what you have to match. It's really you have to match your expenses, because the income you withdraw off your portfolio is literally used just for your expenses. So just an FYI there. But $8,300 is a pretty comfortable life. It gives you a lot of options on expenses. You can travel pretty much wherever. You can decide what you want to do. That's not including Social Security or other benefits like I mentioned. So if you start this process at 30 and you get this stuff in order right now like you should, it would cost you about $1,700 a month. If you wait till 40, this bumps up to $4,400 a month. This is a significant and sizable difference for your own pockets, nobody else's. This is coming out of your pocket to actually hit the same goal of $2.5 million at the age of 60, assuming an 8.5% return. But if you decide to wait till 50, which is very normal in a lot of people's situations, this $4,400 bumps up almost $10,000 to $14,000 per month. That is not doable for most people. And so this is where people are at a disadvantage. They don't educate themselves young enough, and therefore they wait, and then therefore it becomes not doable to live the life they want to live. They might put some stuff away, they might have the aha moment, they can do something, but they can't do what they actually want to do. And what I'm trying to do is wake you up. If you're in your 30s, if you're in your 40s, and you're not started, I'm telling you right now, this is your wake-up call. I'm here to help you, I'm here to educate, and I'm here to guide you. I'm not putting this video together for no reason. I'm putting this together so that it wakes you up, because a lot of people haven't had that wake-up call, and they wait too long. And I've seen it real time with my Budgetdog Academy students, people that come in at 45 or 50 or 55, and they're like, I don't know how to catch up. We can do some catching up, but it's going to be maybe a 70-year-old retirement, a 75-year-old retirement. retirement. It's not going to be the traditional retirement depending on your lifestyle that you want to live. And the reality is sometimes it is too late, and I don't want you to get there. And you might be asking, well, I don't have all the numbers on a monthly basis to invest. I just can't do it with my situation. And I'm going to challenge you on this thinking, because a lot of people that make over $100,000 per year tell me the same exact thing. I can't do this because this. I always challenge them on one thing. There are two issues that I see arise in most people's financial situations. You don't make enough, actually you don't make enough, or you don't have structure. If you're making over $100,000 per year, I don't care where you live, you have a you issue. And I know that's hard to take, but it's just a reality. And when you hold the mirror up and you take responsibility and accountability, this is going to open up your life for you and help you in a good way. I'm trying to be a good coach here and make you run those suicide sprints because I know it's going to pay off down the road. So I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat any of this stuff. If you start now, it's going to be less out of your pocket. It's going to be easier to withstand from a risk perspective, and it's going to give you more options. And it's pretty obvious to do that. But if you have a financial roadmap, you will have clarity and confidence. There is no reason why you shouldn't have clarity and confidence. And so as you see on the screen right now, the end goal of Budgetdog Academy is to set up your automated financial roadmap that takes you no more than 30 minutes a month. Most people don't want to waste their time in finances, right? And so therefore we build a system that's automated that takes no more than 30 minutes a month. My wife and I do nothing on a monthly basis for finances, and we're multimillionaires. It's not that hard. Plot twist. Also, all my students do the same exact thing. Here are some things that we set up. Money mindset meeting right off the bat with a behavioral psychologist. It's optional, but it's very beneficial. Our students absolutely rave about this specific meeting. Secondly, budget. Third, balance sheet. Fourth, amortization schedules if applicable. You have a debt payoff plan. You need a money plan to reach your goals. It has to be a specific roadmap. You can't just have these documents all over the place without specific guidance as to how you're going to reach your goals. We're going to automate all your bills. We're going to have your investment accounts lined up. The allocations within your investments are very important here. Your investment resources that are at your disposal at all times. Your investment plan to actually reach your goals. How do we connect point A to point B? Maybe you have some children in the picture. We need to understand the child investing picture and how does that play a role in your situation. We need the proper insurances. A lot of people don't have the proper insurances. Trust and wills. The estate plan side that nobody understands. The durable healthcare power of attorney. The financial power of attorney. Your tax strategy. How are you implementing your investments with your taxes? How do you have tax diversification aligned with your portfolio? Are there other deductions that you're missing? Adjustments that you're missing just because you don't know? Credit, and then also money mindset. There's a lot to this whole picture. And that's honestly just a highlighted bullet point of what the Academy is going to provide you. The goal behind this video is to get you to start now and to have that aha moment right now before you're 38 or 46 and you have that aha moment, you come to me and say, how can you help? I want you to recognize this right now. Be the earlier, the better. If I can be of any assistance, obviously let me know. If you want to schedule a call with my team for the Budgetdog Academy, you can go in the show notes below and you can book that call for free. This call is intentioned for people making over $100,000 per year. If you make under that, the Millionaire Club, the starter option in my show notes below would make more sense. But if you have a spouse, the spouse needs to attend, the spouse needs to know us, and the spouse needs to understand what we do. Making over $100,000 per year as a joint household unit, and somebody that's willing to work, somebody that's willing to get ready to fix this problem once and for all. And if that's you, go ahead and book a call. But with that being said, regardless, I want to see you take action because there are so many opportunities right in front of you, and it's going to cost you less money to start now. And so once you understand that core concept and really fully grasp that concept, you are going to take off in a big way. Anyways, I will see you next Monday.